Bianca Belair has long been considered one of the most dominant forces in WWE. From the moment she stepped into the squared circle, her unmatched athleticism, strength, and determination were evident to everyone watching. Her rise through the ranks was meteoric, with Belair's raw talent and charisma setting her apart from the pack. She wasn't just another competitor in WWE. She was a game changer, an athlete whose presence was felt every time she walked through the curtain. For years, fans and peers alike admired her. She became a household name, and many saw her as WWE's top female competitor, a true champion in every sense of the word. Her physical prowess, the way she commanded the ring, was awe-inspiring. But Bianca wasn't just about strength. She also had the brains to back it up, consistently making calculated decisions that kept her at the forefront of WWE. Whether it was her stunning athleticism or her impeccable timing in matches, she seemed to have it all. Her signature moves, including the KOD, Kiss of Death, became synonymous with her character, and each victory was a testament to her unrelenting drive. She had the support of the WWE Universe, and her victories were seen as the triumph of hard work and perseverance. Yet, beneath the surface, a darker, more calculating side to Bianca Belair began to surface. Behind her dazzling smile and the cheers of fans, there were whispers. Rumors started to circulate, and soon it became apparent that Bianca's carefully crafted persona might not be as genuine as it seemed. Some began to question whether her rise to the top was truly the result of her hard work and raw talent, or whether there were other, more manipulative forces at play. Had Bianca been playing the game too cleverly? Was she manipulating others to maintain her position at the top? Jade Cargill's arrival. A new force in WWE. In the world of professional wrestling, new superstars are always making waves. However, few have had as significant an impact as Jade Cargill. Known for her sheer physicality, confidence, and intensity, Cargill quickly made a name for herself as a force to be reckoned with. Much like Bianca Belair, Jade was a powerhouse, an athlete who seemed to be the embodiment of dominance and control. She made it clear from the start that she wasn't just another competitor. She was there to change the game and take over. Her journey in wrestling was one of domination, with each match adding more fuel to her growing reputation. Jade's rise, however, wasn't just about her athleticism. It was about something deeper, an unrelenting desire to expose the truth. Jade didn't just want to be a champion. She wanted to expose the undercurrents of manipulation, corruption, and deceit that she believed ran rampant in WWE. She wasn't fooled by the facades put up by other wrestlers, and she quickly took aim at those she felt were pulling strings behind the scenes, including Bianca Belair. Jade's mission wasn't simply about securing victories. It was about shaking up the very foundation of WWE and holding people accountable for their actions. It was clear that Jade saw something in Bianca, a vulnerability, perhaps, or a crack in the armor. Bianca had spent years building a reputation as the untouchable champion, but Jade was determined to make sure the truth was brought to light. With her reputation for not backing down from any challenge, Jade decided it was time to bring Bianca's potential manipulations into the spotlight. And so, the battle for control of WWE began, and everything, including the WWE Universe, would be forced to watch as this war unfolded. The shocking attack on Naomi. The tension between Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill had been building for weeks, but it all came to a head when Jade made her move. She launched a brutal and devastating attack on Naomi, a beloved WWE superstar who had earned the respect of fans and peers alike. The assault was brutal, and the sight of Naomi crumpling to the mat, broken and battered, sent shockwaves through the WWE Universe. The crowd, already on edge, watched in stunned silence as Naomi, once a symbol of hope and resilience, was left in a heap in the ring. Her injury was severe, and it was evident that her path to recovery would be a long and painful one. However, what made this moment even more telling was the realization that hit Bianca in that instant. While she was emotionally torn up over Naomi's suffering, she also realized that Jade's assault wasn't just aimed at Naomi. It was a message to Bianca herself. Jade had been coming for her for weeks, and now the inevitable had arrived. Bianca was no longer in control. For the first time in her career, she found herself on the defensive, caught in a situation she had never anticipated. The suspicion and manipulation. Bianca's darker side. For some time, there had been murmurs and suspicions about Bianca Belair's actions behind the scenes. Fans and critics alike began to wonder if she had been playing both sides of the equation. Could she have been using Naomi as a pawn, letting her take the brunt of Jade's attacks while Bianca herself remained unscathed in the background? The timing of Naomi's injuries raised even more questions. Some fans began to speculate that Bianca might have even orchestrated the entire situation, allowing Naomi to take the fall while she continued to dominate the division unchallenged. The whispers began to grow louder. Social media was flooded with speculation, and soon the WWE universe was divided. Had Bianca truly been a loyal friend to Naomi, or had she used her as a shield, manipulating situations for her own gain? While some continued to defend Bianca, citing her past track record of honor and integrity, others became more and more convinced that the truth was much darker than it seemed. Jade Cargill, ever the observer, wasn't fooled by these manipulations. She had seen through Bianca's carefully crafted persona and knew that Bianca's dominance was not as clean as it appeared. In her mind, Bianca's rise wasn't just the result of hard work. It was a product of cunning, strategy, and manipulation. The attack on Naomi wasn't just about sending a message to the WWE Universe. It was about unveiling the truth about Bianca. Jade had made it clear that she wasn't just interested in defeating Naomi. She was exposing Bianca for who she truly was. The fallout. Bianca's fear and vulnerability. As the fallout from the attack on Naomi continued to ripple through WWE, the wrestling community was buzzing with speculation. What was really going on? Was Bianca truly blindsided by Jade's actions, or had she orchestrated Naomi's downfall to maintain her dominance? The questions grew more urgent, and with every passing day, Bianca's position became more precarious. No longer the untouchable champion, she found herself in a situation where she wasn't calling the shots anymore. Jade Cargill was in control now, and the fear on Bianca's face was undeniable. For someone who had built her career on being in control, on being the strongest, most dominant competitor in WWE, this was a revelation. Bianca had always prided herself on her resilience and strength. She had been the one to dictate the pace, to set the tone, and to make her own destiny. But now, with Jade breathing down her neck, Bianca found herself unsure of what to do next. The invincibility that she had always relied on had been shattered, and she was now vulnerable in a way that she had never been before. The look on Bianca's face during these moments was unmistakable. Fear. For the first time in her career, Bianca Belair was terrified. She wasn't in control of the situation anymore. She wasn't calling the shots. And that uncertainty was something she hadn't faced before. It was one thing to be the dominant force in the ring, but it was another thing entirely to be exposed as vulnerable, to have your secrets laid bare for the world to see. What will Bianca do next? Now, with everything on the line, the big question remained. What would Bianca do next? Would she stand her ground and confront Jade head-on, showing the world that she was not afraid and that her strength and resilience had not been diminished? Or would she once again try to manipulate the situation, using her connections and influence to turn the tide in her favor? There was also the matter of Naomi. If she recovered from the brutal attack, would she seek revenge on Bianca, especially if she suspected that Bianca had played a role in her downfall? The possibility of Naomi returning with vengeance on her mind added even more fuel to the fire, further complicating Bianca's position. One thing was certain. This was no longer just a rivalry. It was personal. The stakes had been raised to new heights, and the wrestling world was watching closely, waiting to see how this complex and volatile situation would unfold. Would Bianca reclaim her spot at the top of WWE? Or would Jade Cargill prove to be the one to dethrone her once and for all?